Okay, so today's the day that we're going to refinish the antique oil lamps that came from my husband's mom. And so what I'm going to do is just, I've already done this on most of it, but I just took a fine grit sandpaper. This is 80, and just rubbed it on here, and then followed it up with a finer grit, just to get some of the rust off. And so I've done that on all of the parts, and I've taken it all completely apart so that it's it'll be easier to just do one piece at a time. And I've cleaned everything up, and I have the globes in the sink with some hot water and soap to just get those good and clean. And so I had a lot of suggestions from some followers, and then from some friends who suggested, some people suggested just leaving them like they were, but my husband really wants them to look more like they did originally. So someone suggested using rub and buff. And so I have gotten some, this is the silver leaf rub and buff. So you can see that. It's just the silver leaf. It's really simple to use. I had never used it before, so I tried it out on the back. And this spot right here is where I've already applied some, and you can just see the difference that it makes. It just kind of adds a little silver sheen back to it. And so I'm going to add the rub and buff to all the pieces. Just a really light coat. This is a really light coat, but you can still see the finish underneath. And this is on the back of one of the plates that will be up against the wall. So I just tested it on the back to see what it looked like, and I really like the way that look is. So if you've never used this, then we're going to learn together. But you will need some gloves, and so I just have these left over from another project. So I'm going to put my glove on, and then I'm going to use a towel. And this is just a scrap towel, and I'll put some of the rub and buff on here and then just rub it in. And the instructions just basically say to use a soft cloth, apply evenly and thinly with a gentle rubbing motion, and buff for more luster. So not a lot of instructions, but when you open it, the cap has a point on it that you use to pierce the tube and open it up, and I've already done that. And so I'm just going to place a little bit, just a small tiny amount on my towel, and then just begin rubbing it on. So this is what we've got so far. So I'm just going to keep applying this just a little bit at a time. And then I'm taking the part of the towel that doesn't have the rub and buff on it, and just buffing it with that. So this is the finish that we have, and I'll hold the other one up next to it so you can see the difference. I think that makes a big difference. And I really like that you can still see the texture on here. And so I'm just going to kind of look for spots that have less of the color on it, and add it, and just continue to buff. I'm going to go around the outside edges as well, making sure that it's completely covered. Yeah, I really like the way that's looking. It looks really nice. a little more on here to get the rest of the edges. So here it is. It's completely covered all the way around, and you can still see. I know that you probably can't tell, but there's a little bit of a texture on here, and it still shows through the rub and buff, which I really like. I don't know that I would have gotten that same effect from spray paint. So I really do like that. I'm going to just continue working on this and the rest of the pieces. I want it to, to have a uniform look all the way around. So I will continue to do that, and then I'll come back and show you what they all look like when I'm done. So I want to thank Jo Himmer for her suggestion for using Rub and Buff. I'm in love with this product. It goes on so easy and it's super quick. This probably took me about 20 minutes to do all the parts. So it was really easy and quick to put back together. And I think it turned out really great. If you look, you can still see all the details that are on there, and some of the blemishes that were on there still show up. So I think it still looks really antique, but just a little cleaner. And I really like the effect that this has. So I have the globes all cleaned up and they're ready to go. So I'm going to set those back on there. And then this is ready to hang in our dining room. Doesn't that look awesome? So I will show you once I get these hung up. I will video that as well so you can see what it looks like. But I'm really pleased with how these turned out. And it was super simple. So if you've never tried Rub and Buff, give it a try. I picked this tube up at Hobby Lobby. And it was $5.99, and I did all of these pieces and barely used any. It is made with carnauba wax. It kind of smells like car polish. So make sure you use it in a ventilated room. Open the windows, let yourself have some fresh air. Do it outside maybe, but it turned out really great. I know on some of the videos I watched, they said that you can do more than one coat if you want to, but I was afraid that if I put more coats on, it would have a more, it would cover up some of the detailing and some of the blemishes that are on here that I wanted to really keep. So I just did one coat. It dried really quickly. So like I can handle it right now, and it's not coming off on my hands. So I like that part as well. So like I said, I'll show you when I get these hung on the wall, what they look like. But thank you for watching. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Click the bell for future notifications on our videos that are coming up. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time.